Alright guys, welcome back to video number 3. Looking at two bikes here that are both exactly $100. If you haven't seen my first video, that is the Kent Terra 2.6 from Target. And this is my son's bike. It is a 24-inch, it's my son's. And we found this one on Craigslist for $100. So they're both $100. And people ask, well, why should I spend all that money? Shouldn't I just go on Craigslist? Well, that depends. There are some gems. There are some beautiful needles in the haystack up on Craigslist. But you got to take your time and you got to be willing to do the research. But basically this video here is about, is it worth it if you're willing to do the research? And my answer would be yes. This bike right here is $100. That's $100. We bought this from a little Asian lady probably about a year and a half ago. That is the 2018 Kent Terra from Target, and that is a Trek MT220 boys bike, 2005. Which bike today, right this very second, rides better? I've ridden both of them, even though of course that's a kid's bike. I would tell you that the Trek is far superior in every single way, even for a kid's bike with me riding it. I'm a full-size adult, 5'10", 175 pounds, and that bike rides like butter, and the Kent Terra does not. The frame and the gears all line up and can be perfectly tuned, and if you've seen my first video, you can't even tune my bike up. The frame with the rear tire and the rear cassette is actually not even lined up, and it was that way out of the box. And the cassette wobbles on there, and the cassette and the drivetrain on the Trek, I mean, it's like perfect. I mean, it's just a very well made bike. Again, I would tell you that if you have the time to do the research, you don't want to bring home a Trek rust bucket, because I did that once, and I thought maybe I could lube the cables up on it, and that didn't work because one of the cables snapped, and as I was riding it, and the derailleur flipped into the spokes and actually bent the whole derailleur, and it was an old Trek. It was a very old one. I shouldn't have gotten it. My other son wanted to get that one. But again, if you haven't seen my first video, I mean, this is a very, very heavy bike, not very well made. The brakes aren't very good, and you can adjust it all day. Both tires were not true. The cassette in the back, I mean, it just wobbles all over the place, so you're never going to get smooth shifting no matter how well you tune out the derailleur, because it just doesn't do that. The Trek, on the other hand, has higher end components, even though it is older. It's got a little higher end Shimano drivetrain. It does have a Shimano cassette on the back, and my bike does not have a Shimano cassette. It's like Shinguro. It's some Chinese thing. It's probably worth about $1.88. Hence it is the Walmart bike. That's how they sell it so cheap. This frame here, made of absolute solid steel. The bike weighs like 40 pounds. And then you grab this little guy right here. Now, it is a smaller bike. I get that. It is a kid's bike. But this bike weighs probably 25 pounds. And like I said, the shifting is so much better. It's got much higher end shifters on it. And don't forget about things like the frame. The frame is lined up, so everything just fits perfectly together. The back forks back here. It seems like one fork in the back comes out a hair further than the other, and again, this bike was never crashed. It just doesn't line up the back tire properly, so you just kind of have to put it on there and hope for the best. The Trek, you don't have that problem. Very nice little bike, shifts like a dream, rides very good, and you can just feel even the quality and the stiffness. You know, that seat may have been upgraded. That looks like more of a higher end seat. And of course, that's the standard seat on the Kent. Trek frame is made of aluminum, so hence it's going to definitely be much lighter. It's just a much better bike. If you have the time to go on Craigslist and even look at the adult bikes, there is definitely some gems to be had out there. If you're not willing to do the research, if you just don't have the time, and it's like, Brad, I am not fooling with all of that foolishness, I don't have time, then go to your local Trek or Specialized or Cannondale store and just get a new one if you're willing to pay retail. That is my take on whether you should get a new bike from Walmart or a used bike on Craigslist. Take the time and go to Craigslist and look for that needle in the haystack, because it is in there. Alright guys, please do subscribe. Leave any comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know what your experience was, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.